All right, everyone, welcome back into another NBA DFS video. I have kind of a quick video here for you guys because, well, it's a pretty straightforward slate here for today, this 5-game slate. Let's go ahead and break it down. So guys, today is a day in which we are getting a bunch of value due to some news. And some news that could ultimately end up breaking and changing the slates as well. Let's start off here with looking at the Philly versus Cleveland game. Right away, Maxey, Embiid, and Paul George being out is pretty huge. So like VJ Edgecombe, if he ends up being active, ends up being a phenomenal play. Now, per 36, the player that actually benefits the most is Quentin Grimes. So that's also pretty interesting there. We could end up getting some pretty great value here in this spot. So just be on the lookout for that. Now, on the flip side of this, if Jared Allen ends up sitting, I think we could be looking at Evan Mobley and Donovan Mitchell. If Jared Allen plays, it kind of just becomes a dart throw as to who we should be targeting. Now, with Memphis and Brooklyn, this is where we are going to get a lot of our value on today's slate. So let's just go ahead and take a peek at this game. The reason why we are going to get a lot of value is due to, well, one, decent point spread. Not a high-scoring game, but Michael Porter Jr. is out, and all these players are going to be out here for Memphis as well. And so I want to get into this game, guys, and we're just going to sort it by Memphis versus Brooklyn here. And two of the better values, one is going to be Walter Clayton Jr., guys, who just is going to end up being in a phenomenal spot. He has kind of done decently well in this matchup as well, averaging 21 points here. But just in general, he's someone that projected to get 31 minutes. He should be able to go off. So I do think he's someone that we should be kind of starting a lot of our builds out with today. And then Danny Wolf as well in this game with Michael Porter Jr. out and Igor Demon out. He is someone that does typically benefit there. So kind of two starting points were at their price tag. They just end up being a little bit too cheap. So I do like the idea of getting to those two players. And then Prosper as well. Prosper is someone that at his price tag, I think is maybe not like a lock and load to really go off. He has had some good games and some bad games mixed in there, guys. Last game only 18, and then he went off for 33. We see 6.9, and then he went off for 26.9. So assuming that he gets more minutes than what he's projected to get to 23, I do think he ends up being a great play for us. He is someone we want to be targeting. And we need to look at Nolan Traore. He is someone that I think is going to end up being a phenomenal click here as well for the most part. Like, I shouldn't say that. For a 5-game slate, I do think he's very appealing. Let's put it that way. He should be a safe play. He has had some games where he has been forced into just a bigger role with Porter being out, and he has had some pretty big spike games mixed in there. Now, on top of that, we do have some other players like Javon Small who could end up being in a pretty good spot here tonight, guys. Might not get as many minutes as we would want him to get, 23. That could end up being limiting. So I kind of like the idea of getting to one of Small or Clayton. Right now, obviously, with the price tag, I would rather get to Clayton, but could easily see Small having a good game. And then Jalen Wells is also going to be someone that I don't really mind as a click here as well. And then really the other game that I like targeting is going to be this Utah versus Golden State game. Golden State is extremely banged up, which is going to lead to a lot of minutes for a lot of their more reserves, typically speaking. So like Pods is actually pretty fine. Melton I like as well. Pat Spencer I like. Santos I like. And Greenmont's fine. But some of the backups are going to be appealing as well, like Quinn and Post. For Utah, guys, if Collier and George sits, that's going to mean like Ace Bailey, Cody Williams are much more appealing. But that also means this game is going to have a higher chance of being a blowout. So there is some concern there that this game could end up blowing out. So if we look at one of the better values on the slate, it is projected to be Quinn and Post, but it really does depend on how many minutes he ends up getting. We probably need him to get closer to 25 minutes. He's only projected for 21 minutes here tonight, which he could still get there. I think at his price tag, he is someone we can expect about 5x out of. The day is projecting him for 7x. So that is something I think we can, kind of feel comfortable getting to. And then some of the other plays, like I do like the idea of getting to Pods. I do like the idea of getting to Santos somewhat. Like they're cheap enough. And then even Melton, he's someone that if he gets enough minutes, he's someone that could easily crush here. So if he gets like 25 or so minutes, I think there's a good chance he ends up having a very good game there. So guys, this is kind of what I'm looking at lineup process wise here. It is more difficult tonight to fit the studs in there in a weird way because like I do like the idea of playing Jokic, especially if Jamal Murray is out. He becomes much more appealing, but we almost have like too much value and not like enough great studs. Like center wise, I like the idea of playing Quinn and Post there. We got him in the utility spot. And then if we wanted to go with another center play, like there's plenty that we could get to, but none that like feel like we must plays. Like Philip Kowski, I typically like chasing his ceiling. I guess we could do that again. But then we have like 10.9 left over. And then we're at just like such a weird price tag range where sure, we can play SGA, But this ends up being kind of a weird lineup to me. So it is kind of a weird slate in the sense we have a ton of value, and it's just trying to fit in kind of the best combinations of that value. And so here, guys, you're going to notice that, yes, it's going to be very easy to make a good lineup here tonight. Again, it's just kind of getting those correct combinations together. Again, I really like Walter Clayton Jr. It kind of feels like we need to be playing one of Javon Small or Walter Clayton Jr. Jokic, we're going to have to get to either Jokic or SGA pretty much. That's just the slate that we're being presented. I don't mind Jalen Wells. We're getting a lot of like 4K-ish value guys where like Jalen Wells, Danny Wolf are going to be appealing. Melton is some that holds some upside as well. So again, a very interesting slate as it currently sits right now. But that's going to do it for this video, guys. Appreciate you being here. Make sure to leave a like in the video, subscribe to the channel as well. We'll catch you on the next video, guys. And that's going to do it. And as always, let's keep cashing.